Most people think pilots are the most honest people in the room. And honestly, they probably are. But the airline is a completely different story. Because your pilot isn't just flying the plane, they're following a script. And there are parts of that script passengers are never supposed to find out about. Today we're going through 10 specific things that happen on every single flight. Things airlines have quietly trained their crew to keep to themselves. These are real. This is not conspiracy territory. This is just the aviation industry hoping you never look any of this up. Let's go. Let's start with something that catches people off guard at the gate before they even board. You're sitting near your departure gate, your phone is at 12%, and you spot a USB charging port on the seat panel. Perfect timing, right? Not exactly. Public USB ports, both at gates and on seat backs, can be compromised using a technique called juice jacking. You plug in to charge your phone. The port reads your device. Your data moves without a single notification on your screen. You think you're charging your phone. You might be charging someone's Intel file. The fix is simple. Use AC wall outlets only, or carry a charge-only cable that transfers power, but physically cannot transfer data. They're cheap, they're small, and they're worth every penny on travel days. Okay, you've probably heard a version of this one before, but stay with me, because most people only know half the story. Studies show tray tables carry more bacteria per square inch than the lavatory flush button. They get wiped down once a day at most, not between every flight. The last passenger who sat in your seat? They may have eaten on it, sneezed on it, or yes, changed a diaper on it. But here's the part nobody talks about. Even if you wipe the tray surface down, which you should, there is one spot that almost never gets cleaned. The latch. Every single passenger before you press that latch with bare fingertips. It's recessed, it's easy to overlook, and it gets touched hundreds of times per flight. Cleaning crews will wipe the flat surface. The latch? Almost never. So you sanitize the table and completely forget the one thing you touched to open it in the first place. Fix. Use one knuckle or your sleeve to pop the latch open. Then, sanitize your hands immediately after. 2 seconds. Huge difference on a long haul. This one is going to change how you fly, I promise. The moment that seatbelt sign clicks off, the whole cabin relaxes. People stand up, move around, laptops open. Everything feels fine. But here's what pilots actually know. The highest turbulence risk window is the 20 minutes after the sign goes off, not during takeoff, not during landing. That calm, quiet cruise phase, that's statistically when unexpected turbulence hits hardest. The sign turning off is a legal minimum. It is not a safety clearance. The habit to build? Keep your seatbelt loosely buckled and visible over your clothing even when the sign is off. It costs you nothing, and it is the single easiest thing you can do to protect yourself mid-flight. This one tends to make people angry, and honestly, that reaction is completely fair. Airlines legally sell more seats than exist on every major domestic route. This is not a glitch. This is not a system error. It is a deliberate revenue model built on statistical no-show rates. The airline knows a certain percentage of booked passengers won't show up. So they oversell to make sure every seat is filled. You were always part of that math. They just never told you. What you can do? Check in the moment your window opens. And know you're denied boarding rights. If you are involuntarily bumped in the US, you are entitled to compensation under Department of Transportation rules. The airlines will not volunteer that information at the gate. Now, you know to ask for it. Show of hands, who has genuinely celebrated landing early? Yeah, same. But here's the reality. Since the 1990s, airlines have been quietly padding scheduled flight times by 15 to 30 minutes on most routes. When your flight arrives early, what actually happened is the padding absorbed whatever delay occurred and the numbers lined up. You were not early, they just told you that. Next time, download FlightAware and check real-time block times against what was scheduled. Once you start doing this, you will never look at an early arrival announcement the same way again. Reclining your seat is legal, expected, and completely built into the design. This is not about being polite, it's about timing. Reclining during meal service traps the person behind you with zero usable tray space and zero warning. Their coffee tips. Their tray is pinned. Their $14 airport sandwich is now in their lap. One quick check over your shoulder before you recline costs you nothing. Waiting until meal service clears costs you nothing. But getting it wrong can genuinely ruin someone else's flight and probably their mood for the next 3 hours. Flight attendants will walk the aisle before takeoff and landing and ask you to raise your window shade. Most people just do it, but almost nobody knows why. If something goes wrong during takeoff or landing, emergency responders need to see inside the cabin before opening any doors. They're assessing fire, debris, passenger positioning, all through those windows. Your shade being up gives them the information they need to act faster. It is not about the view, it is about what happens when the view suddenly becomes very, very important. This one is going to make you rethink your in-flight coffee. The coffee, the tea, the hot water for instant noodles, and the water from the lavatory tap. All of it comes from the same onboard water tank. EPA testing has found coliform bacteria in aircraft water systems on routine inspections. Not every plane. Not every time. But enough that this is absolutely worth knowing. The coffee isn't just bad because it's airline coffee. It's partly what's in the water it was made with. Stick to bottled water and canned drinks. Skip the hot beverages entirely. That's the move. Last one. And it's a quick one, but it will stick with you. The flight attendant call button is one of the least cleaned surfaces on the entire plane. Every passenger, every row, every flight reaches for it. Almost nobody thinks about what and who reached for it before them. Use it when you genuinely need to. That's what it's there for. But sanitize your hands immediately after pressing it and stop touching your face until you do. Small habit, big payoff.
Flight. Let's start with something almost every traveler does without thinking twice. You sit down in your seat, you see a USB port on the seatback screen or on the armrest, and you plug in your phone to charge. It feels convenient. It feels like the airline is doing you a favor. But that port is a data transfer point. It's not just sending power to your phone. It's capable of sending and receiving data. And there's a growing threat called juice jacking, where modified USB ports or compromised entertainment systems can siphon information from your device the moment it connects. We're talking about malware installation, password theft, and in some cases, full device cloning. The fix is dead simple. Buy a data blocker dongle. It's sometimes called a USB condom, which is a hilarious name, but it literally blocks the data pins on the USB connection while still allowing power through. They cost about $5. Or even easier, just bring your own power brick and plug into the AC outlet instead. Never trust a public USB port. Not at the airport, not on the plane, not anywhere. This one is going to upset a lot of people, and I get it because everyone loves travel leggings. But your comfortable athleisure outfit made of polyester, nylon, or spandex could be genuinely dangerous in a cabin fire. Cabin fires are the #1 survival threat in aviation incidents. And here's what most passengers don't know. Synthetic fabrics don't burn the way natural fabrics do. They melt, they shrink wrap onto your skin and fuse with it, causing burns that are exponentially harder to treat than a regular burn. Surgeons have described it as trying to remove fabric that has literally become part of the body. The solution is natural fibers: cotton, wool, linen, denim. These fabrics char instead of melting, which gives you more time to move and more protection while you're doing it. I'm not saying you need to fly in a wool suit, but maybe think twice about head-to-toe synthetic athleisure on your next long-haul flight. During a rough landing or an emergency, you're told to brace. Most people plant their feet flat on the floor directly under their knees. That feels natural. That feels stable. It's also how you break both your legs. In a high-impact scenario, your legs will fly forward. If your feet are planted directly under your knees, your shins will slam straight into the metal baggage bar underneath the seat in front of you. 2 broken shins. And now you can't walk. And now you can't evacuate. And that's when a survivable crash becomes something much worse. The fix takes 2 seconds. Slide your feet back as far as possible, tucking them underneath your own seat. This keeps your shins completely clear of that metal bar, so that if impact happens, your legs stay intact, and you can actually stand up and walk off the plane. When's the last time you actually checked if your life vest was under your seat? Most people assume it's there because, well, why wouldn't it be? Because people steal them. It's a disturbingly common souvenir for drunk tourists and bored passengers. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Maintenance crews don't check every single vest between every single flight. There is a real possibility that the pouch under your seat is empty right now. The moment you sit down, reach underneath and physically touch the pouch. If it feels full and firm, you're good. If it feels flat or empty, tell the crew immediately. Tell them before the door closes. Finding out your life vest is missing while you're evacuating over water is not the time to discover this problem. This one completely changed how I board a plane. When you walk through the cabin door and the flight attendant smiles and says hello, you probably think they're just being polite. They're not. They're scanning you. Flight crews are trained to assess every single passenger as they board. They're looking for ABPs, which stands for able-bodied passengers. They're checking if you appear intoxicated, if you look physically fit, if you seem alert, or if something feels off. They are mentally building their emergency team in real time as you walk past them. So here's what I do now. I make eye contact, I smile, I look alert. If you're marked as someone they can count on, you tend to get better service during the flight, and in a real emergency, they'll trust you enough to give you direction. First impressions matter everywhere, including at 35,000 feet. You've heard the announcement 1,000 times. Put your own mask on before helping others. Most people assume that's just a polite suggestion. It's not. It's math. At cruising altitude, if the cabin loses pressure, you have somewhere between 15 and 30 seconds of useful consciousness. That's it. After that window closes, you don't gradually feel sleepy. You don't get a warning. Your brain simply stops working. You'll feel fine 1 second and be completely unconscious the next. If you spend 20 of those seconds fumbling with your child's mask first, you pass out, and then your child is sitting next to an unconscious parent with nobody to help either of you. Mask yourself instantly, then help everyone around you. It's not selfishness. It's the only way both of you survive. Last one, and this is the one that genuinely grossed me out. The drink cart comes around. You order a soda or a cocktail. You watch them scoop ice into your cup. It looks perfectly normal. That ice was not made from bottled water. It was made from the plane's onboard water tank. And EPA studies have found that these tanks are almost never cleaned properly. 1 in 8 commercial aircraft fails basic water safety standards for bacteria, including coliform and E. coli. And if you're thinking the alcohol in your gin and tonic will kill whatever is in the ice, it won't. The alcohol content in a mixed drink is nowhere near strong enough to sterilize contaminated water. You are essentially drinking from a tank that hasn't been properly cleaned at 35,000 feet. The fix is simple. Never order ice. Ask for the can or the bottle. Drink at room temperature if you have to. If it didn't come from a sealed factory container, don't put it in your body. From the clothes that melt to the ice that makes you sick, a lot of what happens on a plane is designed around the airline's efficiency, not your safety. Now you know better, but protecting your body is only half the battle. If you're still carrying cash through airport security, you might be walking into a legal trap that most travelers have never even heard of. I made an entire video breaking down exactly how it works and what to say if it happens to you. I'll put it right here on the screen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join us back here for more travel tips and hacks each week, and I will see you in that next video soon. Bye.
You are exhausted. You have just finished a beautiful 2-week vacation in Europe or Mexico. Now you are at the airport, ready to fly home to the United States. Your guard is down because, well, you think the vacation is over. But actually, this is the most dangerous moment of your entire trip. There's this new wave of airport traps that target tired American travelers. And the scary part is, the people doing it often look just like airport employees. They wear uniforms, they have badges, and they smile while they rip you off. Today, I am exposing the 5 exact scams waiting for you at the departure gate. And, yeah, exactly how to stop them. The first trap happens the second your taxi pulls up to the curb. You pop the trunk to get your bags. Suddenly, a man in a vest grabs your suitcase. He looks official. He says, "I help you to check in." You think he is a porter provided by the airport. He is not. He will walk you 50 feet to the door, refuse to let go of your bag, and then demand a $20 or $50 service fee. If you refuse to pay, he might cause a scene or refuse to give the bag back, making you panic about missing your flight. Here is the fix. Be rude if you have to. The moment someone touches your bag, you say firmly, "No. Do not touch." Keep your hand on your luggage handle at all times until you hand it to the airline agent behind the desk. Now, you are inside the terminal. It is chaotic. The security line looks like it is 2 hours long. You are nervous. Will I make it to the gate? Suddenly, a staff member with a clipboard approaches you. He looks concerned. He checks your ticket and says, "Oh no, the lines are very slow today. You might miss your flight. But I can sell you a priority lane sticker for $50. He even has a QR code on his phone for you to pay. You pay the money, he puts a sticker on your boarding pass, and points you to the front. But when you get there, the real TSA agent laughs at you. There is no sticker system. You have been scammed, you are out $50, and you are sent to the back of the line. The rule priority access is only sold at the official airline check-in counter. Never buy it from a guy standing in the hallway. This next one is nasty because it uses the police against you. You have some foreign cash left over, maybe 100 euros or pesos. You see a currency exchange booth before security. They tell you, "Sorry, we are out of US dollars. Go to the booth inside the gate, past security." So, you put the cash in your pocket and walk toward the metal detectors. This is the trap. In some corrupt airports, the exchange guy signals the security guy. When you go through the scanner, the officer pulls you aside. He finds the cash and tells you, it is illegal to export this much local currency. He confiscates it on the spot. It's theft, plain and simple, but he has a badge, so you can't argue. The fix: spend your coins before you leave, or load the cash onto a Starbucks or McDonald's gift card app. Those work globally. Now let's talk about the check-in desk. You weighed your bag at the hotel. You know it is 48 pounds. But when you put it on the airport scale, the digital screen blinks 53 pounds. The agent shakes her head. Overweight fee. That will be $100. You are confused. Did your scale break? No. Their scale is rigged. Sometimes they don't zero it out from the previous heavy bag. Sometimes they literally have their foot touching the side of the scale. They target Americans because they know we will just pay the card fee to avoid the hassle. The fix: always travel with a $10 portable digital scale. If their number is wrong, you weigh it right in front of them. Usually, the moment they see you have your own scale, their machine magically fixes itself. Finally, the most stressful part: the body scanner. In many international airports, the line structure is confusing. Sometimes men and women are separated. You put your tray with your wallet and passport on the belt. But then you are held behind a glass wall waiting for your turn to be scanned. You are separated from your valuables for 2 or 3 minutes. This is when the thieves strike. They work in teams. One distracts the guard, and the other swipes your wallet from the bin before it enters the tunnel. By the time you get through, your tray is empty. The fix: never put your wallet or passport loose in the bin. Put them inside your carry-on bag and zipper it shut. Make them steal the whole bag, which is hard, rather than just palming your wallet, which is easy. Traveling the world is a beautiful privilege, but the world has changed, and the friendly skies aren't always so friendly anymore. You don't need to be paranoid, but you do need to be prepared. If you want to know the digital scams that are happening on your phone while you wait at the gate, make sure you subscribe, because that is coming up next. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. You are sitting in seat 12B on a long flight to Europe. The person right next to you in 12A is eating the exact same pretzels and watching the same movie. But there is a massive invisible difference between the two of you. They paid $450 for their ticket. You paid $1,250 for yours. Why? Did you book late? No. It's because the airline's new AI system was secretly watching you buy that ticket. It knew you were desperate, and it charged you what experts call a surveillance tax. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Welcome to the new world of dynamic surveillance pricing. For decades, ticket prices were based on simple supply and demand. If the plane was mostly full, the price went up for everyone equally. Those days are officially over. In 2026, the price you see on your screen is personal to you alone. The airline is no longer just looking at empty seats. They are looking at your digital footprint to guess how much money you have. Here is exactly what the algorithm is tracking to decide your specific price. First, they look at your hardware. Are you booking on a brand new, expensive MacBook Pro? The AI often assumes Apple users have more disposable income to burn. So, it may show you a higher starting fare than someone searching on an older, cheaper PC laptop. Next, they track your immediate behavior. Have you checked the exact same flight to London 5 times since this morning? That is what the industry calls a desperation signal. The computer knows you want that specific flight badly, and you are getting anxious. So when you come back the 6th time to finally book it, don't be surprised if the fare suddenly jumps by $200. The seat didn't just get taken, the algorithm just called your bluff because it knew you would pay it. But the psychological games don't stop at the price tag. Have you ever seen that bright red warning text that says, "Only 2 seats left at this price"? It makes your heart race, and you grab your credit card faster. But here is the dirty secret the airlines don't want you to know. Often that scarcity is completely artificial. It is called phantom inventory. The flight might actually have 50 empty seats wide open, but the AI shows you a fake low stock warning just to trigger your panic response. They are manipulating your fear of missing out to force a sale right now, and once you buy that last seat, magically, 3 more appear for the next person. The next layer of the trap is where you are sitting right now. The algorithm is obsessed with your IP address, your digital location. If you are booking from a wealthy zip code in New York or San Francisco, the AI assumes you are less sensitive to price. It creates a wealth tax simply because of where your computer is located. I ran a test recently searching for the exact same flight. When I searched from a laptop in Zurich, which is, one of the most expensive cities in the world, the price was $900. But when I used a VPN to make it look like I was in a developing country, the price for the same seat dropped to $600. Nothing changed about the flight. The only thing that changed was who they thought I was. Even if you beat them on the ticket price, the AI has a backup plan to get your money. It's called dynamic ancillary pricing. This is the price for your checked bag or your seat selection. You might assume a bag fee is a standard $50 for everyone. Think again. If the airline's profile on you shows that you always check a bag, or if they know you are traveling as a family that needs to sit together, the system can subtly raise the price of those specific add-ons just for you. They know you are captive once you buy the ticket, so they lower the ticket price to hook you, and then let the AI gouge you on the bags. Now, I know what many of you are shouting at the screen right now. Just use incognito mode. That stops them. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is outdated advice in 2026. Incognito mode stops your browser from saving history on your own computer. It does not stop the airline from identifying your machine. Modern AI uses something called digital fingerprinting. They look at your screen resolution, your battery level, and your specific browser plugins. They combine these data points to recognize you even when you think you are hidden. It's like wearing sunglasses inside. The camera still knows who you are,